ClassicGameFest. I am Elias Sailor Eli.
And I am Sam Allman, and we are still live here at ClassicGameFest. And right now we have some guests with us. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Tammy Vogel. I'm Briana Vogel.
Nice to meet you both. And you are here with Extra Life?
We're here with Extra Life so that you can learn how to video game and board game shamelessly endless amounts of time.
Woo!
And do something good for the community. So anytime somebody's going, oh, you're spending too much time. No. We're helping kids in the community.
Yeah.
My 17-year-old loves it. He goes, I can't get off my video games. I'm doing money for Extra Life.
Yeah.
It's community service hours.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
So I did some of our podcast listeners, I almost said viewers, may remember that I did Extra Life several years back. I think I've talked about it before, but I'm going to be doing it this year, and I'm really excited about that. I'm going to play 24 hours of Hollow Knight nonstop on Twitch, so I'm super excited about doing that again.
Well, so you can video game, you can board game, you can do a 24-hour event, you can do monthly events. It's whatever works best with your schedule.
Yeah, for sure.
You can go to extralife.org, sign up there. If you're not in the Austin area, you can pick whichever children's hospital is in your local area. The money raised in your area stays in your area.
Awesome.
So
Nice.
here in Austin, if you're gaming and you pick Dell Children's Hospital, the money stays here in Austin.
Awesome, yeah.
So it's going to help the children in the community that you pick. In our household, it's a big deal. We're gamers, but we're also a family that unfortunately has utilized Dell services for the last 17 years.
Yeah.
My son has actually had overnights for more than 100 nights now at what we now call Hotel Dell.
Oh, gosh.
We remember the days when it was Children's Hospital of Austin back at Brackenridge. That tells you how old it was. There were 30 rooms on one floor.
Oh, my gosh.
To service all 26 central Texas counties.
Yeah.
That's
Jeez.
not even one child per county.
Yeah.
So if they had overflow, they put the kids on an adult wing. Been there, done that. The 2-year-old running down the hall trying to ride the IV pole with all the grown-ups doesn't work so well.
No.
So now we have Dell Children's. They have video games on carts. So it's TV, gaming system games, roll them into the patient's rooms. They have
That's awesome.
teen rooms with giant TVs on the wall so they can game. Briana did a board game library, created a board game library for a Girl Scout Gold Award.
Yeah, we've got like 30 or 40 games set up, and they're all set up so kids can play games in their rooms with
That's
their
awesome.
families.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And shh, they work as therapy too, but don't tell anybody.
Right?
Whether it's working on words or crossing the midline or getting kids to stand back up or use limbs that have been injured or something, they're all fun games like a click-clack lumberjack, got a plastic tree, got a little axe, got a knockdown.
That's awesome.
And then
But
there's
you don't wanna
zombie
crash
dice.
it. Zombie dice.
That's a
Zombie
fun
dice
one.
is
You're
good.
zombies and you're trying to eat brains, but watch out for the shotguns.
Exactly.
3 shotguns, you're dead.
Yeah.
I love Zombie Dice. That was one of my quick games I would keep in my backpack when I take it to work. So it's like, because I worked at the movie theater, and so we had.
So far.
Oh, nice.
The buzz.
And so like, when I was working at the movie theater, while the movies are playing, we don't have anything to do. And so when we had Interstellar, that's like 3.5 hours long, we were sitting around doing nothing, and I would just whip out Zombie Dice. I'm like, look, we're already clean. Let's just play it, and it was so much fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So great way to get the kids to interact. So not only is there ways for people to help raise funds for these great things that Dell is doing, but it's also a way that gamers can give back. Which, a lot of times gamers get this, they're gaming, they're playing video games, they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
This is a great way because let me tell you, I am not go run a 5K kind of person. I'm not a that right kind of person. I am, hey, let's go sit in the table in the AC kind of person.
Right.
My dad likes to say the only thing that's more of a waste of time than playing video games is watching people play video games, but this is not a waste of time
No.
at all.
No, this is a great, great way to take what we love and we're passionate about
Yes.
and turn it back around for the community.
Absolutely.
So, extralife.org. You can join your local guild. So here in Austin, we have a guild. We're getting ready to do a board gaming event.
Nice.
They'll
Awesome.
have a big 24-hour video gaming event. They even set up at the Children's Hospital occasionally.
Yeah.
and do
Oh,
a
that's
gaming
cool.
event at the Children's Hospital.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
a
really
great
nice.
way to come be
And
involved.
Extra Life isn't just about raising money. It's also reminding all these adults and big kids that it's okay to be a kid. Because
Yeah.
some of these kids don't get to have those normal childhoods. So it's also a celebration of the life we have and a way to kind of help kids have that normal life.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because a lot of kids
Yeah.
that have health issues, video gaming is their window to the outside world.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether it's connecting with other kids with the same illness, whether it's connecting with family, gaming is a way to get out
Oh,
Yeah.
without being exposed to the icky germs.
Right.
I definitely feel you there. Well, is there anything else that you would like to say to everybody? And
Enjoy gaming. It's fun.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Oh yeah.
well, thank you so much for stopping
Well,
by.
thanks for being here today, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We're super glad to have you here and to be able to put you on our podcast and get the word out about Extra Life.
Yeah.
Everybody, please make sure to pay attention to who all's doing the Extra Life thing. Donate to them, and
Find a team.
What's the
captain your
website?
team.
One more
So
time
it's
before we go off.
extralife.org.
All right.
yep,
Yeah.
excellent.
Oh, it's extra hyphen
Extra,
life.
extra dash life.
Life.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can also just Google it. It's the first thing that comes up.
Yeah.
You can join your local guild. You can build your own team. If there's any Texas A&M Aggies out there listening, we've got Aggies, the number 4 and 0 with 2 B's is Briana. She's a Texas A&M Aggie. She's an
Okay.
engineering student there,
Oh, nice.
and that's her Aggie team.
Awesome.
Excellent. All right.
Awesome.
Well, thank
you
you
guys
both.
have a great day.
You too.
You do the same. Take care.
All right.
Have fun.
All right. Bye bye. Introduce yourself for the podcast.
Hi, I'm Zack, and I am a RPG kinda newbie sorta.
Awesome.
Love kind of sort of newbies.
So, what are y'all's names?
Go ahead.
I'm Elias. I also
Elias.
go by Sailor Eli online.
Sailor, yeah, I love it.
And I'm Sam. I go
Sam.
by literally my first name, last name on everything. If you want to find me, it's just Sam Ullman.
Cool. Good to meet y'all.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
to meet you too.
So,
So yeah, you're telling us you just acquired a bunch of RPGs but haven't really played many?
yeah, so, Steam and GOG Fun, Summer Sale, all
Yeah.
that goodness. I actually recently got into the Witcher series.
Oh, okay. I've heard
Um,
really good things about that.
I've never played any of the games.
Yeah, I played a bunch of Witcher 3, and it's really good. The main beef I have with it is not even really a beef if you're a normal person, but the main way you get experience is by completing quests. And so they expect you to come into the town, you see all these exclamation points, and you go after them. But I have a kid, so I try to beeline it to the next story quest, which then have hard monsters in them, and I couldn't level up because I didn't do any of the other quests. And so it's definitely an undertaking, more so than most other games that are equally as huge. But it's impeccably written in a way that English not being these Polish people's first language is insane. It's really, really good.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I've actually been reading the books. I haven't played the games yet, but I started reading the books so I can get an idea what the lore is like. And that's very, very similar to the main narrative in the story in the books. The main books is, not to spoil anything for your listeners, but I mean it's to find Siri, the main character, or the sort of main character Siri. But he keeps getting sidetracked.
It is an
He keeps
RPG,
getting
yes.
drawn off the rails.
It's
And that
they
seems
use the
very
original
it
voice
doesn't
actors
seem as
for
though
the
he's able to
characters,
get onto the
all
main
up
quest
and
because everything's in his way,
It's
and it just seems as though
interesting.
That they
they're
gamified that, which is
yeah,
cool.
it's kind of, which is great when you have
I think if you go to,
I like it when something is
or
when a
whatever
theme of the
website
story
is,
or
you
when
can
something
look
that
for
a
the
story
new
element is
translation.
built in the mechanics of the game.
I
I always think that's fun.
Yeah.
I love when they do stuff like that.
Yeah, no problem.
We
Good
just
fun.
played Dragon Quest V on the podcast, and they do so much gamification of its plot. Like, so at the very beginning of the game, you're a young kid. The story of this one follows a kid from like his literal birth is the first cutscene, and then you go all the way through his JRPG story, and from him being a kid to him getting married to him growing old with his kids. Like it's a big, long thing like that. And so at the beginning of the game, you're traveling with your dad, and your dad has a heal spell. So after every battle, he turns around and he's like, "Don't worry, son, I'll heal you," and he heals you. So then later, you get your kids in the party, and your kids don't learn any heal spells until like level 20. So for the first 20 levels of their thing, you are the dad turning around and healing your son, just like what happened at the beginning.
Yeah,
and it's like
it's super cool.
It's super cool when games do shit like that. Like it's so
amazing.
awesome. Yeah, that game does so many like things like that. Like there's, not to get too far into it, but there's a time travel bullshit part in the middle, and it closes the loop on this random cutscene happens, and we're like, why did they even do that? Like, they had to load into a new area and do this special thing, and then they decided not to and turned around. Like, what even is that? But then you go to the back in time, and you basically tell somebody whose fate isn't perfect, they're like, hey, don't go do the thing, and that was them trying to get out of it and then deciding that, no, it's important, I need to go back and do it anyways. And so it's like,
it's very creative.
It's so good. For Dragon Quest V, the version on your phone is the best version you can play right now. The DS version is really good. It's the same version, but the DS version costs $60 to find on the used market, and it's a $15 download on your phone. So
also my DS is secondhand when I got it like 10 years ago. So
that game, like, I was surprised at how like moving it was at the end of it. Like, I like, everyone says that it's one of the best RPGs of all time, but I was like, yeah, but they say that about a lot of games. And then like halfway through, I was just kind of enjoying it, but then like as all of the loops started closing there at the end, I was like, this is brilliant. So I highly recommend it, and it's super available being on your phone. And
it's interesting that it's on there because I've never even touched Dragon Quest before. I was mildly considering the new one coming to Switch.
Yeah, that one I hear is spectacular too. It's also a good jumping on. Like, yeah, the Dragon Quest 1 is pretty much the proto JRPG. Like, everything is copying it, but everything like I like to say that it's everything is copying Dragon Quest homework, but they can't read its handwriting, because there's certain things that Dragon Quest does, and like the whole series has done this, where like there aren't game overs in Dragon Quest. If you die, it's kind of like in Pokemon, where you go back to the Pokemon Center, like you go back to a safe place, and then you can try again, but you don't lose any experience points, because as a player, if you go and you do this dungeon one time and you figure out all of the puzzles, the next time you do it, you as the player have the experience to do the puzzles easier. So they gamified that, where if you die, you don't lose any of your experience, you just lose some gold and go back to try again. So then you go through, and you as the player know the answers to all the puzzles, and you as the character have the experience to beat all the battles now. And so you literally are always improving, always getting better. Your experience total never goes down, and it like does all of that. And then its biggest copycat, Final Fantasy, came out a year later, has game overs, and that everyone copied Final Fantasy and didn't copy Dragon Quest. And
I think Dragon Quest does it better.
Yeah. Like,
I think that's a better one.
Very few things are as frustrating as getting a game over in a Final Fantasy game and you haven't saved in like 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah, legit. Yeah. It seems kind of interesting because it seems like a big theme of the series is growth.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting is the art being done by Akira Toriyama, who not only can't get away from things called Dragon, but his series is also largely done.
Yeah.
It's really
And what's cool is like, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, and then I looked at everything else Akira Toriyama has done, and was like, oh, he just draws Dragon Ball Z all over again. But
that's why I never went after Chrono Trigger or anything like that. I'm so sorry I'm eating, by the way.
But for Dragon Quest, that's the one where he didn't phone it in. So like, it's all Dragon Ball-esque, but I don't know if you ever played Blue Dragon, his other dragon game that he did.
I've seen it played.
Like, yeah.
I've seen it played.
Every character in Blue Dragon has the same clothes on as a character from Dragon Ball Z. Like, literally, like it basically took his stack of Dragon Ball characters and swapped heads, and that's what it ended up with. But in Dragon Quest, it like almost never feels like I'm playing a Dragon Ball Z game and I'm calling it something different. Like, all of his art is different in those, and it's where he like shines the most. Like, he gets to draw so many monsters, and they're so weird and so cool. And like in Dragon Ball, it's dudes fighting dudes, and that's all you really get to see. But you have like Wolfmen and like weird shit in the games, and it's definitely my favorite Akira Toriyama work.
It's very creative.
That's really cool. So I'm curious about this because I'm curious about this Sailor Moon game.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this is some sort of turn-based RPG.
Yeah.
Yes.
Based on what would you compare its game? What would you compare its mechanics to?
So it's kind of like, so there's a game called Chrono Cross. It's a sequel to Chrono Trigger. Chrono Cross, you have your skills and you can use them once in battle, and then after you're out of them, you refresh and then you can use them again. It's kind of like that, where everyone only has 12 MP, but and then you can't just refresh it, but you have to you use an item to restore it. But like, it's always just like, okay, how many turns can I get out of this 12 MP? How can I do it? So it's like more strategy in that way. It's unbalanced as heck, so the answer is just attack with Sailor Venus and you win. But
sounds a lot like Chrono Cross.
Yeah.
It's Tsukuchi, right?
I don't think so. I think she was involved just as a creative consultant, but all of the Japanese voice actresses actually voice their parts. Mm-hmm. It's not on, like, the dialogue boxes aren't voiced, but in battle, like, all of their special moves is the actual clip from the show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's super cool. What I love is Sailor Uranus, all of her attacks are English words, so you can hear what she's understand what she's saying, and just her intonation and everything just became the meme while I was playing it. Like, world chicken. It's so good.
So, because I feel like you guys are gonna probably mention these on the podcast, I'm curious, what kind of RPGs do y'all make? When you come to RPGs, what do you guys think?
So my main thing I look for is like, yeah, you can have,
Absolutely.
I've never seen a builder eat. This is
yeah,
weird.
really cool.
This is cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a good day.
But, so what I really like is something weird about it, because like I was mentioning with the guy that was just talking with us, like, once you play Final Fantasy IV, if you don't grok Final Fantasy IV, you're probably not going to like Final Fantasy 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, because like it's all active time battle. Like, the things they change are like how you interact with it, but playing the bulk of playing the game is selecting attack from a menu and watching a thing happen. And so if that's not, like, if it's something that is away from that paradigm, and also because I've played a lot of the Tales games, also away from the Tales and Kingdom Hearts just keep mashing buttons paradigm. But like, one game that I really love, I'm still in the tutorial dungeon, so I'm not very far at all, but Wild Arms 5, the battle system is like half a Final Fantasy style, half like a tactics style. So like, when you go into battle, there's like 6 different hexes that you can attack, but you choose the hex to attack, not the monster to attack. So if while you're charging up, the monster moves, you'll whiff. But then you can set up like a spell over here that takes longer, and have somebody else knock the enemy into the hex. So it's like, it then becomes this whole new game I've never played, and then on top of it is this long RPG story and experience and stuff that I like to do. But yeah, so I like to play the weirder games that are less tried and true, because then people try weird shit, and it's sometimes cool and sometimes horrible, and it's sometimes more fun to talk about the things that are horrible than the things that are good. But yeah,
For me, I like games RPGs that offer more gameplay than story in a lot of cases. I also like games that are mainly gameplay but with RPG elements.
Okay.
Or story elements. Like Hollow Knight is one of my top favorite games.
Oh, that's good.
And it's it's got really deep lore in it that you have to kind of search out for yourself, and it's not really like it's kind of vague, but it's there if you go looking for it. But my absolute all-time favorite game is Undertale. It's got its own. Have you played Undertale? Have you seen Undertale?
I know what Undertale is. I've never played it, but the whole thing has been. I mean, the whole meme of the game has kind of been.
shown to me. You don't have to fight anyone. But in between, when you're doing the battles, you take your turn and you can either fight or you can do something pacifist. When the monster takes its turn, it does a mini game bullet hell, where you have to avoid little, things coming at you from the screen. And I think that's really cool because it adds a more active element to the battle system, while not being overly complicated.
Are you excited for Deltarune?
I can't wait. Oh my god. I've played, as soon as Deltarune came out, I started recording episodes of it for my YouTube channel.
Nice.
So I've got that up, and I'm just like, with bated breath, waiting for the rest of Deltarune.
So when is that supposed to happen? When is he supposed to release it?
So
Eventually.
he had said he didn't know if it would take several years because it was just him, and then Nintendo was like, "Hey, let's
No,
put it on
it's not
Switch."
just you.
It's not just you, and so I feel there was some money changing hands where he has a team working on it.
I think it's going to happen sooner.
Yeah, I think with how.
He's got the capital now to do it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to happen sooner rather than later. But
I would think so. I've heard Deltarune has been described to me as, if you liked Undertale, this feels like a dream because everyone acts so different.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like when you're encountering people you know in real life.
Yeah.
But they're just a little bit off.
There's something different that doesn't quite mesh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually that was in another podcast I listened to. They were talking about that. So,
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it sounds interesting. So I've got different answers on this. Would you say, as it being your favorite game, if I already know kind of what the game is, what it's trying to do, and all that stuff, is it still worth playing?
Absolutely.
Yes,
I was
100%.
100% spoiled on what was going to happen.
Okay.
Like, not every plot beat, but I knew that. Like, I didn't have the organic experience of going through, thinking it's an RPG and you accidentally kill everybody and then you get the bad ending your first time. I didn't do that because I knew you should try to not kill anybody type thing. So I didn't go in completely blind, but I wasn't completely spoiled or whatever. And I still loved every second of it because, like, on the podcast, when we go over an episode, we'll do the first, 30 minutes to hour of the episode, we'll be talking about the plot and things that happened for the week. And then the last half of the episode, we'll talk about our memorable moments. And if we do that for Undertale, it's going to be all memorable moments. Like, every character you meet is insane.
Every line of dialogue is so good.
And every single battle, there are a few places where you can grind if you want to, but most of the time there's you'll get 12 battles in this one area and that's it. And so each one is a different setup how they do it, and so the fights are all different, and it's like everything as you go through is unique, and so it definitely holds up just on the merits of it being a gameplay experience.
Yeah.
Even if the whole tricking you into being a murderer thing is spoiled on you. But
It's
Interesting.
and the characters are so believable and so realistic in how they act and how they talk, and they just end up feeling like your friends at the end.
One of my best friend's girlfriends, big fan.
actually, since the music started, can you scoot right in front of it just to make sure we can hear you? That's good.
She told me that the real two best characters are the two skeletons.
Yeah.
Papyrus and Sands.
Papyrus
Yeah.
and Sands. Okay.
Yeah, they're magnificent. And
Papyrus is my absolute favorite character.
I have heard Papyrus in particular, the tall one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is particularly enjoyable.
Yes. He is.
It's great. And like there's like little stupid game things where like because there's no grinding, but like items cost money. The way you grind money is there's a item that you get in your inventory that if you try to use it, an annoying dog comes out of nowhere and fills your inventory so you can't use it, but then you can sell all the crap that the dog left. So you just you do that over and over again, and that's how you grind money, is to just keep selling the crap from the annoying dog.
That's amazing.
Well, and the other thing about that, there's only one shopkeeper you can sell to in the entire game.
Oh yeah.
If you try to sell things to anyone else, they're like, if I spent all day buying sticks and old bandages, I'd go broke.
It's great. The game is spectacular. I
Yeah,
highly
it's very subversive,
Yeah.
which is part of what makes it so good.
That's really cool.
Being an RPG newbie, I would recommend playing a Dragon Quest or something first and then going back, because it's much better seeing how they subvert it. It's be like, oh my gosh, like with the selling items to shops, like that doesn't make any sense. I can't go to McDonald's and sell them a hamburger so I can buy a Big Mac. Like it doesn't work. And so
It's just one of the. I've been told that it kind of messes with a game player's. It both complements a game player's knowledge, and it kind of messes with them a little bit.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like
Very much
it's
so.
almost like there's this part in Chrono Trigger, spoilers, Eli, but it's not really a spoiler. But there's a part in Chrono Trigger in the sewers where somebody, when you're going in, they're like, there's a scary monster in here, you have to be quiet. So if you're not paying attention, there's like a can that you'll bump into and that'll make noise.
Yeah.
And then there's a cat that if you go to talk to it and pet it, it'll meow and that'll make noise. And then right at the end, there's this big doorway with a save point next to it. So you step on the save point and it does the save point jingle, and that scares the monster, and it comes and fights you instead of letting you save. And it's like, imagine a game that just did that for the 12 hours it takes to play the game. Like that's Undertale, and it's spectacular.
Amazing.
Well, yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah. Thank you for coming in, chatting with us.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank
talking
you
to
so
me.
much.
I appreciate it.
Of course.
It was great to meet you. I'll be listening to y'all's podcast.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Anytime. Have a good day.
Yeah,
Enjoy
yeah.
the con.
Thank you.
So, first off, what is your name?
My name is Loomi. Nice to meet everybody.
Nice to meet you. I'm Elias Sailor Eli Waring.
And I am Sam Ullman. Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you. Nice to meet you too.
So, first off, I have to ask, because I'm painfully ignorant, what are you dressed as?
Today I am cosplaying as Terra from Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, awesome.
I should have known that. That's the Final Fantasy that I love. It's my favorite one, and I just didn't recognize the outfit. So, but it looks really, really good.
Thank you.
I love the beadwork.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
awesome. But you said today, so were you wearing something different
Oh
yesterday?
no, I wasn't able to be here yesterday because I had work.
yeah.
But I'm here promoting for IkiCon.
Oh, awesome.
So that's my booth over there in the corner.
IkiCon was actually the very first anime convention I ever went to, way back in 2008.
Wow. Yeah, they've been around for like 14 years.
Yeah, it's
They're
crazy.
good.
That's
They're
really
doing
awesome.
good.
So, aside from promoting for IkiCon, is there anything else that brings you here? Is there like a game or something in particular that you're looking for?
Well, I didn't come here to buy anything, but I just love to support
Oh yeah.
this kind of stuff because there's not really many like fests or like cons that cater to like retro.
Yeah,
Anything
yeah.
retro. So I would like to support them, and I love Super Nintendo and all the old school stuff that I grew up with. So might as well support it because there's not much of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So besides obviously Final Fantasy VI, what are some other favorite RPGs of yours?
I have to say Final Fantasy is like this. The whole series is my favorite. Like 9, 10, 8. Like that's like one of the first few games I played. So like they just stuck with me. Let me see what else. I got to think about this. Chrono Trigger.
Oh yeah.
That's a classic.
Chrono Trigger's great. I bought this Luca statue from over there. It was in the defect bin. I don't see anything wrong. I don't see anything wrong with it,
I
but
don't see anything wrong with it
so,
either.
yeah, it's
No.
perfect. Yeah.
It's cute.
But yeah, the Final Fantasy series was like my second wave of RPGs that I tried. Like my friends got me into actually Legend of Dragoon was the first RPG I ever played, and then I was like, this is great. I've never played a game like this, and they're like, well, here's 7 and 8 and 9, and go.
And you went through it. You probably just disappeared from society for a while.
Yeah, I played 8 first and then 9, and that took 1 week for me to get through both games.
Well, which one was your favorite?
Of the two is 8, because like I didn't have any, like Legend of Dragoon is weird and 8 is weird, so I was used to not normal RPGs. So like everyone's like, oh, I hate that you had to draw your magic. I didn't know any better. Like Legend of Dragoon and Final Fantasy VIII both have consumable.
They did that, so that's what you thought was just normal
I thought
for
it was
them.
normal. Like, oh yeah, it's like using an item when you use magic. I didn't know what MP was for the longest
Yeah,
time.
each game tries to do something different. That's what I like.
Oh yeah, and so those were some of my first, and so they always have a special place in my heart.
But not 7.
But
Everybody loves 7, so I'm like...
Yeah, I love... I appreciate 7 now that I finally have beaten it, and then also my favorite game reviewer, Tim Rogers, just went through and compared the two translations between the Japanese and the English. It's like a 6-hour-long video where it goes through the whole game. And
you watched all of it.
Of course I watched all of it. But going through all of it, I now appreciate it more, because some of the things where I'm like, oh, it didn't make sense, and it was like, can't be this, were actually mistranslations. And so, like, getting the spirit of what everyone was going for more, I appreciate it a lot better. I still think
that guy are sick, or this guy are sick?
This guy are sick. And then, like, Eris in particular, when the big Eris twist happened, spoilers for an old game that everyone, it's the Darth Vader of RPGs, everyone knows about it.
No.
But when that happened, I didn't care, because I didn't like Eris. But in the Japanese, she has a nickname. She calls she calls Cloud like Mr. Know-It-All or something like that. And so like she like belittles him and is way more like has a personality in the Japanese, and it's all of this stuff to make her more endearing, so that when the big twist happens and she's gone, you care so much
more about her.
Like, okay, I appreciate the game more now that he's gone through and compared it, but of the 3 big ones, it's my least favorite.
Maybe with the newer one, they'll bring some of that back, so they have a chance.
It seems like it with just a little bit.
Because they're taking some stuff out. They can put some stuff that they didn't put in the other one, in this one.
The new one looks...
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm actually trying to make Tifa's new outfit. It's taking forever because I'm trying to do all the details and stuff.
There's so much detail in that model.
Yes, and you don't even have good references yet.
You have that one
fuzzy pictures and like all this art that people are making.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of having like say which one do I like the best.
Right.
Cosplay has just got to be so time consuming.
It is.
I would love to get into it, but I don't know. Like I know a very little about sewing. I used to do some when I was in like high school or like college, but like I don't know about all this like costume foam stuff and things like that. And like I made myself. I'm transgender. I was born female and I have transitioned to male. So I dressed up as Sailor Uranus when I was in college, and I made that costume. And it was okay, but I don't think I could do that nowadays. So
it's just life, right? Life happens, and that's what happens to me too. Because I get so busy with work, and then when I come home, I'm drained. And it's like, but then there's stuff I want to do. Like sometimes cosplay will help me like relax and get my mind off of things that are bothering me. But it's like I'm also tired and want to sleep. Yeah. So I don't work on it. But when I do, it's like really rewarding, because you see people's eyes light up when they see someone you're dressed up as, and they're like happy. And then like when you dress up like characters, you feel empowered too. Yeah, especially if you dress up people you like and you want to be like.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm an artist. I get home from work and I try to get myself to draw, but it's
that one too, because I'm a graphic designer. So I work for a shirt company and stuff. So I'll do shirts all day for people. But when I get home and I want to do shirts for myself, then I can't do it because I'm like drained. But yeah, it's like just getting up and just like starting to like draw. It's hard, especially because you have so much in your mind. You can't clear your mind and think about what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're hard on yourself sometimes. I'm like my worst critic. Yeah. Like people say it looks awesome, but then like I see something there and it's like I can't look past it. Like,
yeah, I'm the same
Yeah.
way.
Like you'll have everyone will be like, oh, it's so perfect. You're like, yeah, but did you see the glue spot right here? Like,
Like,
it ruins the
no.
whole costume.
No, then now they noticed it because you told them.
Right.
The drawing on our logo of the three of us as Persona 3 characters, that I did that.
How long
And-
did that take you?
I want to say like 6-ish hours.
Ah.
Maybe not that much, but I wish I'd spent more time on it because I wish like I could have put more details into it and I could have fixed some things. And
Well, to most people, this looks like there's great. Do I say most people? Because like there's those people that are very like they critique everything and
Oh,
nothing's
yeah,
good
yeah.
enough. Then they'll be like, well, they'll say everything like is wrong with it. But other
Thankfully,
people, most people just say this is great, which it is. Like
Thank
it's
you.
good.
I haven't had anyone come up and be like, oh, well, you should do this and this and this.
Yeah, because I have people that are like that. If I draw a picture, and it's like, what does it make you feel? Not like the hand's too small. It's like,
Yeah,
what does
yeah.
it make you feel?
Right?
No, they'll just. I know
Yeah.
something's off. Just leave me alone.
Anatomy is hard. Have you tried to draw?
Yeah, I drew a lot in middle school and then I gave up on it. But every time I draw, I start with the anime hair because, of course, you start with the anime hair. And then I draw the head, and then I draw the shoulders, and I draw the body, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. It's time
Everyone's
before
a triangle.
Everyone's a
Their
triangle.
feet are like very tiny.
Yeah. I just
It's
don't get it.
perspective. You're just doing perspective.
Yeah, they're all just always leaning into the camera.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, anything else that you want to tell us? Any other plugs that you have?
Oh yeah, I can tell you guys about. I have an Instagram.
Awesome.
On Instagram, it's Loomi, and I post about my cosplays, my life. I'm gonna put like funny videos and just show you what's going on if you'd like to know about me. And then I also have a Facebook, which is like Loomi Moe. And I have a Twitter, also it's Loomi. So I have the 3 handles if you want to learn more about me and see what I do. I would love for you to come and visit.
So
Thank you very much, Loomi. We really appreciate having you here. It's always nice for me to be able to network with other artists because I don't know how to do that.
Oh.
So I really appreciate that. Really glad you swung by and hope you have a good CGF.
I will. I will have a good time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
It's Loomi.
awesome.
My name is Matt.
Matt,
That's
Nice to
me.
meet you.
nice to meet you. I am Elias, or Sailor Eli.
Hey, Patty.
And I'm Sam.
Good to meet y'all.
Good to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you. So what brings you to Classic Games Fest?
This is a yearly thing. I do it every year.
Oh, awesome.
Mostly I'm going to go find prints and spend way too much money on prints.
Yeah.
I was about to ask if there was anything in particular that you look for.
Yeah, prints. Mostly
Yeah.
that's the big thing because there's always crazy good artists here.
Oh, yeah.
and all that
Oh,
fun
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got back from my walk around to look, and I found all of my games that I was like, oh, if I see those, I'll buy them. But all of their price tags had an extra 0 than I thought they would. So I wanted this because I saw Digimon World 1 and Digimon World 3, both of which were over $50. Then I saw Wild Arms 5 for $90, and I saw the Wild Arms Alter Code F for $120, and I'm like, I can't buy any of these things. I'm gonna go sit my ass back down.
I hear that. Yeah.
Go ahead, feel free. No problem.
Yeah.
So you were talking about Legend of Dragoon being one of like 5 RPGs that you have. What are the
Yeah.
other 4?
Parasite Eve 1, Parasite Eve 2.
Do you have third birthday?
No, because I never bought a PSP
Okay.
because I didn't want to buy a PSP.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't acknowledge that game exists.
Yeah, I've heard it's bad.
Feel free.
I mean, I can't count Borderlands as an RPG. So, kind of. So I own 3.
Okay, nice.
It has RPG-ish elements.
Yeah, that's true.
I lost your card
Okay.
from my pocket.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Those ones. Stuff. I don't know.
What is your favorite game?
Of all time,
Yeah.
Super Metroid.
Oh,
Metroid.
It was my first front to back I ever beat as a kid.
Awesome.
It's
So,
good.
yeah.
I one spring break in college, I decided I should just play some old games I hadn't ever played before, and I happened to pick Super Metroid first, intending for like the week I would play like a couple of hours of all of the old greats, and I played all of Super Metroid, and
Yeah.
that's all I did for spring break.
I've tried multiple times to play Super Metroid on my SNES Classic, and I don't know what the hell is going on.
It's
Yeah, that's normal. That's it. That's how
That's
it
the
is.
game.
That's the game.
I mean, I guess I should be aware of that since everybody calls Hollow Knight a Metroidvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's basically what happens in Hollow Knight is you don't know what the hell to do.
It's perfect. There you go. I think that's why I liked what was it, what just came out, The Sinking City. I don't know if you guys have heard of that one. It's a Lovecraftian inspired detective game. And the first thing you do is you get off the boat, you meet a dude, and he just goes, "No one's going to hold your hand here. You need to find out what to do." And you literally have to explore the whole city in order to figure out what's going on.
Well, shit.
Love stuff like that.
That's good.
That's what I love so much about like Dragon Quest 1 and Dragon Quest 3 that I played is like Dragon Quest 3 starts, it's like, hey, you need to go find your dad, and you're like, where is he? They're like, in the final dungeon. Good luck until then.
Right.
And it's super cool.
Yeah. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one other thing was I'm in a band. We wanted to play here, but they were like, not this year, and I'm just like, wow. So
Yeah.
Is it like a nerdcore band?
It's a video game music band.
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
we're almost
Give it
like
a plug.
It's like progressive, post-rock, ambient awesomeness.
Man, I've always wanted to be in a band because I sing and I play piano, but I just have never found people to band with
I'll
me.
give you all a thing. So yeah, we've got guitar picks made.
Oh,
that's
awesome.
There's us, and then on the other side's our logo with the Masters of Unlocking.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
That's super cool.
yeah, we kind of it's weird. VGM bands are by either intentionality, because that's totally a word now, or by accident they'll play themselves into a corner where they're like, we only play music from this
Yeah.
or this, and by design we were like, we're going to play it from whatever we want.
Yeah.
And so like we're doing like Killer Instinct, Silent Hill, Zelda, Metroid. We just finished an 8-song block for Bucky O'Hare,
Nice.
which like nobody does music for.
Wow.
And then
which is a crime because that
oh,
OST
it's
is
so good.
legit.
It's so much fun. And then we're doing UN Squadron, something from Doom. And then our bassist, she's a huge Bowie fan, and she just goes, "Was there ever David Bowie in any video games?" I go, "Yes, David Bowie's in Metal Gear Solid 5." She goes like, "It counts." I'm like, "It does."
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah. So we do Bowie.
That's legit.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. If I ever find anyone to start a band with who doesn't have children,
Yeah. Yeah, we technically wrote a song together, and that's as far as we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause He's like, when's your free days? And I'm like, I have kids.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, none of us have kids. We're 2 guitarists and a bassist.
Nice.
That's us. So,
It's legit.
That's really, really cool.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
fun.
I'll definitely give you guys a look up.
Please do.
Yeah, are you on Spotify or?
So we don't have anything recorded yet because we're still trying to get at least 45 minutes of music down to play live.
Oh, okay.
But on our Facebook, we have somebody videotaped our first gig. We did a big charity thing for a karate studio in town.
Nice.
They want to build a big rec center for like special needs kids. We're like,
Oh, nice.
we can get down on that.
Right.
That's awesome.
So we got that, and then if I find people, I have unlisted videos or practice sessions, and it's mostly like our Donkey Kong Country stuff.
Yes.
Which, yeah, we do Aquatic Ambience and Fear Factory with a little
So good.
Easter egg in the middle of Fear Factory for the OG fans.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that one, I think that one's.
You got to do Mining Melancholy.
We might do that at some point. Yeah,
It's so good.
we started with those, and I think eventually we're going to do like 6 or 7
Like,
songs in a row. Just
Everyone does Aquatic Ambience and Stickerbush Symphony, which
Yeah.
I appreciate. I love Stickerbush Symphony. It's my favorite Donkey Kong Country game. But Mining Melancholy is a very close second for me, and
Yeah.
there aren't as many covers of it. And it's so good, and it needs to be done more.
Yeah, no, you're not kidding. There's so much good. So we kind of wanted to be like, well, we'll do the obvious one, Aquatic Ambience, the
Yeah,
obvious
yeah.
one. But the way, like, after we're done doing this, because I got it on my phone, I'll just play like the first part of it for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
It's like you know what it is, but it's like that's totally not Aquatic Ambience, but
That's
it
legit.
totally is Aquatic Ambience. And then nobody does Fear Factory, and we wanted to go from like
Fear
nice
Factory is great.
Yeah, we wanted to be like, this is nice. Oh, we're gonna metal this. Can I curse on this?
Yeah.
We're gonna metal
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck out of this. So,
Please, curse away.
yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's because we wanted to be like, okay, we want this to sound like this, but we wanted to make it our own thing, which is
Yeah.
why we ended up going. We're giant nerds, so the Masters of Unlocking. We're like, hey, that could kind of be a gimmick, or just take songs that we want to do and make them what we want them to be.
Yeah, that's really
Dig it.
awesome.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I will always appreciate people who cover Donkey Kong Country songs. 'Cause, man, David Wise is so good.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Down the road, we'll do more, but we want to
Yeah.
just do those.
Well, let your band know that Sailor Eli wants to hear some Lightning Melancholy as soon as possible.
Okay, I can do that. Well, I always ask people, like, hey, if you got a game that you want us to record something or learn something from, we're always like, what? Yes.
The answer to that question is Dart's theme from Legend of Dragoon. It is easily the best JRPG protagonist theme of all time. It's actually my ringtone because it's so good.
I think I can do that.
Yeah.
It's so hard to find covers of, too.
Yeah. And like to make it metal, you don't really have to do anything. Like it's so good. Like it just play it with real instruments and it'll be good.
I was thinking either that or the Helena Prison.
Oh, that one's good too.
Which is really, really good.
Too, yeah.
Like that whole thing.
And then if you need like a mid-set like calm down, just do the start menu music for like 2 hours because it's so chill and great. Like I found a 10-hour loop on YouTube of the pause menu music, and I'm not gonna lie, there's been times at work where I'm just like, instead of listening to something, I'm just gonna put this on all day, and that's just my background music because
I do that.
It's so good.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah. Thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to meet you. Matt,
that's me.
Correct?
That's me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and for the podcast, go ahead and read out the URL.
We're facebook.com/the Masters of Unlocking.
Awesome.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Matt. Hope you enjoy the con. Hope you have a good day.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be good.
Woo. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, we are
Book club. Do I need to read books to be in the book club?
No.
All right, good.
God, no.
It is a video game book club. So
all right.
Each week on the podcast, we play about 4-ish hours of a video game, and then we come back and talk about it as if it's like, like how The Walking Dead has the Talking Dead after it, where everybody's like, ooh, what do you think's going to be happening next week? And they all get together and like have a powwow about the thing they just watched.
Right.
We do that, but with a little bit of a video game. And so so it lets us focus on like the small little bits as we go through it, instead of just talking about like, wow, wasn't it so cool in the entirety of Final Fantasy when blah 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 happened. We can hyper focus on just a little bit, which is really cool.
My mom was telling me, she's like, hey Paul, you should try to be one of the like backup zombies for Walking Dead. And I'm like, I mean, I'd probably just walk in and be like, hey, I'll be a zombie. Like, all right, put some makeup on.
Right?
Looks like you're just running around.
Right.
So, sorry, can you say your name one more time?
Yeah, my name is Paul.
Paul, excellent. I'm Elias, a.k.a. Sailor Eli.
All right, Sailor Eli.
And I'm Sam.
So,
all right, what's your AKA?
Sam.
All right, cool. You remember.
So, what brings you to Classic Games Fest?
I came here last year because I heard about it the year prior from a podcast, and I'm like, oh shoot, that sounds totally super fun. Came here last year, and I had totally super fun.
Nice.
And had a whole bunch of money to spend, and don't have that this year because of bills and a lot of things.
They sure do like to put this a couple of days before rent to make you make some hard choices. Like they have Wild Arms 5 over there for $90, and I'm like, I could be $90 short on rent. That's fine. I could just.
I mean, like probably within the first 30 minutes of walking in here, and already spent like $150.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
Yeah, and I haven't even walked anywhere over there, like the whole left half of the building.
Yeah.
Or the rest of this part of the building.
Yeah.
This back corner has a lot of good shit. They had The Misadventures of Tron Bond. That game's $285 over there. I'm just like,
I'm so not real happy that. So a year or something ago, I bought a copy of Conqueror's Bad Fur Day. It's some games are like stocks; they fluctuate.
Yeah.
And I bought it kind of mid-price, at $80, just the game. And here at Game Exchange, I found a copy. Game like little plastic protector case, and then the actual plastic box.
Nice.
$54.
Dang it.
Damn.
Yeah.
So is there anything in particular here that you're looking for?
A spot in the Nintendo 64 Smash Bros. Tournament.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, good luck with that, my friend.
Yeah, I brought my own controllers and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was
Nice. I love the color.
And then my GameCube one's right here.
Nice.
I haven't played N64 Smash Brothers since the N64 was relevant.
It's still relevant.
N64 will never die.
I have strong opinions that I won't voice here.
I bought this.
wow.
Yeah, it makes you 64 HD.
That's
Whoa,
super cool.
that's awesome.
I have one for the GameCube, the GCHD.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Amazing.
need to get one of those at some point.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Picture. Luigi's Mansion, like it's
legit.
super noticeable. Luigi's Mansion.
Nice.
awesome.
Brightens the picture, brightens the picture. Just enhances the look of it.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Takes
cool.
takes out the input lag, so it's tournament legal for Melee.
Nice.
Yeah, even though local tournament told me no.
Wow.
Brought my TV and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That sucks.
So, what is your favorite? No, I don't know if you play RPGs, but if you don't,
I play some. I wouldn't say I play enough to exactly know how to explain what it is to someone. But I know it's a role-playing game.
well,
Yeah.
what is your
Yeah.
favorite? What is your favorite game? Then?
Definitely. I'm a Nintendo guy, so Pokemon and Zelda games.
Nice.
Both of which are RPGs.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're both
I
RPGs.
knew that much.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm quite a Pokemon fan myself. Yeah, we both really love Zelda. So good choices.
I'm so stoked for the new Breath of the Wild too.
Oh,
right?
God,
Oh
the
my
sequel.
gosh, that looks so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super freaking
I
excited.
wasn't
about that.
like I knew that we would probably get the next Zelda would probably build off of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, of
I was
course, same
expecting
engine,
it like
I mean,
I
they're
was
not going to
expecting
go
it, like-
down from Breath of the Wild.
I can't imagine. But I thought that like they would build off of it in like 6 years like normal, and we would get another one that wouldn't be Breath of the Wild 2, but it would be the next thing past it. I
Yeah.
didn't think Breath of the Wild would get a Majora's Mask. It'd just be the same game, same engine.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm down for it.
Right?
I am 100%. Yeah.
So apparently, I don't know. Spoilers. There's a two endings for Breath of the Wild. One's just you beat it regularly. The other one is you get all the memories and all that
Yeah.
stuff. I did that before going to Ganon and didn't even get the third mystical beast or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I just had a lot of trouble beating him, but I did it.
Yeah.
But I'm so stoked for it. I've been hearing things online where it's like, oh man, it's gonna come out with the pro system bundle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might, and that'd be legit.
Yeah.
The first one blew me away. Like, I have a 2-year-old, so I don't get to play video games very often, but I put 200 hours into Breath of the Wild somehow.
Yeah, I
Like,
bought the
I
DLC. Like, I got it
Yeah.
for Christmas last year because it was won at an IT party.
Yeah.
So I got it for Christmas. So I'm like, all right, game now.
Right.
So I downloaded it for my Switch.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's legit.
That's awesome. Is there a game that you have always wanted to play, but you've never been able to, or you haven't been able to find it, or you still just haven't gotten around to it?
I mean, there have been games that I have been trying to find, but I have found them since.
Oh, okay.
But Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube was a struggle to find.
Really?
Yeah, the Mario games all just disappear as soon as they show
the
up.
Luigi games especially.
Yeah.
Because they're so selective.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast that was talking about Mario 64, and he called his local game store and like, hey, do you have a copy of Super Mario 64? And they're like, yeah, we just got one in today. So he got in his car and he drove there, and it was sold out before he got there because Mario games just disappear from the shelf as soon as they're there.
I think it was Twilight Princess for the GameCube. It was in the glass case that came over for like 2 months. And one day I'm like, I'm gonna get it. And so I woke up like 11 o'clock or something, drove up there, bought it, and apparently after I bought it, they said you'll never guess. Like 4 people just called and were like, hey, do you have this game still? Because they had just put it on Facebook trying to advertise and get it.
No.
I had no clue they did that. I just knew it was there, and I'm like, I want it.
All right.
I love your Plan 9 from Outer Space shirt.
But none of them had it. Like, well, none of them had been like, all right, put it on hold for me.
Yeah.
So still out there.
So he took it.
Yeah. I was trying to find Phantom Hourglass recently at at a Game Over.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, well, we don't have it, but it looks like Ground Rock does. And they said, have you ever seen a copy of Minish Cap? And I was like, well, I own one. And they're like, it just never comes around. They just never get
Yeah,
Minish Cap.
I've been trying to find Minish Cap because like I played a little bit at one point, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty neat. You got a bird on your head.
For the entire game.
Yeah, for the entirety of the game.
Yeah.
Like that's
It's
your partner.
It's a good Zelda game.
Yeah.
But apparently, like, people were so put off by that Wind Waker art style that it didn't sell very well.
Yeah, it was one of those that. So if you bought the 3DS at launch, it came out too expensive and nobody bought it. So they did a price cut, and then everyone who bought it at full price, they gave you a bunch of Game Boy Advance games for free. Minish Cap was one of them, and that like relaunched its popularity because you had all these people that just were now playing it for the first time, and they're like, "Why did I sleep on this game? This game is so good."
Yeah,
I'm really dumb, and I went to Game Over, and I'm like, all right, I got some games to sell, and I look back and I wish I didn't do this. I sold them my Link's Awakening DX Game Boy to them for $5.
I traded in because I had two 3DSs recently.
I had like 6.
Yeah, and so I went and I traded in one of mine that had a bum control stick. And so I traded that in, and they're like, look, it's technically defective, so we have to only take like $5 for it. And I'm like, whatever, I just don't want it in my house anymore. And then like the next day, I found out that it's like a $2 fix to fix the control stick, and I could have got like $75 if I took like an extra 2 seconds. I'm just like, God, that stinks. But,
yeah, I've had some stuff like that happen. It sucks, but I mean, it's always just a story to tell.
Right?
I
got plenty of those.
As much as I have a distrust for digital formats because of situations where companies have gone under and they've decided to remove digital content, it's a boom for the games industry because it means that there's not as much possibility that there's going to be a game shortage.
Yeah.
You know, everybody can get Zelda because everybody can get Breath of the Wild because they can download it.
Yeah.
Everybody can get Mario Odyssey because they can download it.
But
There's
at the
not
same time,
a
I don't
finite
like
copy.
that because it gives because one, it's like, oh shoot, my game broke, like my console broke.
Yeah.
And now you're up a creek.
Now you gotta get
And
that
I mean,
and all the games.
Having your like that, at least Nintendo has the Nintendo ID thing, and you can re-download your games. But I totally feel you there.
And it gives you no sense of like I have this, like I've spent all this time to get this. It's just, hey, I can play this.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, I like it for like brand new games and super old games, but I still, if I play something and I like it, I want it on my shelf. And
I played Earthbound for the first time on the Wii U digital console, beat it, and I'm like, man, this was outstanding. Like astonished. I played it through 4 times, like through 3 times. All
oh my
3
gosh.
deals.
I still haven't finished it.
But I thought I want to experience it with. This kind of sounds weird saying this, but with like the difficulty of not being able to spot save.
Yeah.
But in that game, it is such a convenience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so great. They have it complete in box at this one if you want to go grab it.
It's probably like $400.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No, it's $1,200.
Oh
Jesus.
my god.
Yeah.
It was apparently not.
So over at Game Exchange, there's one that's 154. Just
the
the
card?
game.
Nice.
Well, I got my cartridge for 200 last year.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
I just couldn't justify spending that much on it.
See, you just don't think about it. You just buy it.
Yeah.
I will say when I did some searching online for Phantom Hourglass as well, and it's like $34, and then like just out of curiosity, I looked at Spirit Tracks. Over 100?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Because people didn't like Phantom Hourglass, and then they saw Spirit Tracks. They're like, "Oh, you're on it's Wind Waker, but you're on a train. This looks dumb," and didn't realize it rocks.
I've
It's
still
so
got
freaking
my
good.
copy of Spirit Tracks and the box.
I've been looking
so.
for one.
Yeah.
Spirit Tracks. I was kind of told a little bit about it because I watched a video on YouTube, and it's like, oh, best ways that companies have done anti-piracy. And that's one where the real game, it's like the menu screen, you got the thing that you go up, and you got the train that just goes.
Yeah.
and the whistle and all that. But the pirated game, it's just a train. You're just going. There's no controls. There's no stop.
Yeah, I was playing a game on the DS the other day. It was Dragon Quest IX, and I was playing it on my flash card, so it was pirated. Their anti-piracy is when you start the game, it lets you create your character, and then you do start, and then you get a halo and wings, and it flies off to heaven, and your game crashes.
I love shit like that.
Yeah, I'm like, that's great.
I like the Spyro one.
Yeah, oh yeah, the Spyro
Yeah, the
one.
Spyro one is just genius because it's so far into the game.
Yeah.
It's just like starting at level 3, it's just going to get progressively more broken until.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
And then the final boss, it's unbeatable, but there's someone who beat it.
Yeah.
So there's an 8-hour video of someone playing the pirated version, going back and getting all the eggs and all that. And it's
nuts, man.
Oh my God.
I think I watched that same video, and at the end, he's like, "Would I recommend this to anyone else? Absolutely not. Play the real copy of the game. This is horrible."
I've seen that one. I know that.
I bought the real copy because of that video. I'm like, oh, that looks a pretty cool game.
Yeah, the Spyro is great. I'm so glad they just came out with the triple pack for the new consoles. Yeah.
Triple packs are pretty neat for if you want to be able to play all of them, but I don't buy those because I want to have every single one.
Yeah,
hey, look at this. I spent 2 years just about trying to find every single, from the first gen to I think the 4th gen of Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Just the first and second gen. I mean, I already had 3 games on me from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But so that was half the collection. But man, finding Blue was so hard.
I honestly,
I feel like nobody had Blue, and everyone that did get Blue never sold Blue. All I see in the wild is red.
I've got Blue, and I'm not giving it up for anything.
Yeah. I don't buy things online because it takes all the fun out of it. I found this. Look at that.
Yeah,
I've
had my eye out for a copy of Wild Arms 5 at a respectable price. I could refresh eBay every day and find somebody that just went under the radar and selling it for like $40-$50. But it's much cooler if I happen upon it here at ClassicGameFest or something, and just I'm gonna get this badass game for however much I end up eventually paying it for.
For me, getting stuff at Classic Game Fest is I got this at Classic Game Fest. It's not, I found this in a really hard place to get.
Yeah.
Howdy.
What's going on?
What's up?
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good. Talk some good stuff?
Yeah.
Wheeling
I got
and
this sign. Look at that.
That's awesome.
I got this sign.
Oh my God, I love them.
Nice. How much are those?
$5 each.
$5
Really?
each?
Yeah.
Where are they?
At Game Exchange.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got this thing's taking up my whole bag.
Man,
Nintendo 64 throw.
you got so
that's
much
dope.
swag.
I know. My church has a shirt that says swag, and on the back it says saved with amazing grace.
That's awesome.
I know. Look at that. Oh man, it's not gonna fit me. My feet are gonna stick out. Damn it.
Oh well.
I'm 6'2", so I always have a problem buying blankets.
Right?
I got Game Fest stuff. Yeah, I got some koozies.
Oh man.
I'm upset because I don't have a whole check from my insurance from a totaled car this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not this year.
No, this year I got bills and I got no money.
Welcome to the real world.
Yeah, I know, it's fun. I'll just get another check from my insurance.
Alright,
Yeah,
go total that car real quick.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Paul, for coming and chatting with us. This has been real fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, hope you listen in sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
We are going to be posting this online, so check it out.
Yeah, probably within the next week or so.
Sweet.
So far, a lot more people have stopped for interviews than I thought, so it's going to take me a while to edit them all. but yeah, so it'll probably be up in a week-ish.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get you your poster back.
No, we're keeping it.
It's ours.
No, that was $25.
That's the sales tax for doing yeah. That is a really cool print too.
And there's your...
I know it is. All right, I need to
get it sorted.
No, I need to make a quick trip to my car, but I don't want to because I don't know where my car is.
I need to, at some point, next time I go back to my parents' house, I need to get my gold Majora's Mask cartridge.
All right, so I was at Game Over a couple weeks ago, I don't know, a couple months ago or whatever, But I was like, all right, anything new come in? Because nothing was interesting in the store. And he's like, actually, we just got like a mint condition copy of Inbox Majora's Mask, manual and everything. I'm like, all right, sweet. How much is it? I was expecting like 150 at least for a bargain. He's like, yeah, we're gonna put it on the shelf for 100. I'm like, you're not putting it on the shelf. You're giving it to me right now. Right? Like, that's leaving with me right now.
My copy of Majora's Mask I got because someone at my school found it and knew that I had an N64, so they gave it to me. And this was before the days of Ben Drowned, so I didn't know the horrors of finding a copy of Majora's Mask, but it turned out it was a gold copy.
Yeah.
So
mine's a hollow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
now I got this too.
Oh, nice.
So now I
Is
have
that
3
sealed?
copies of
Or no?
No, it's not.
I was going to be like, you just casually bought a sealed Ocarina of Time? What's
Yeah,
wrong
for
with you?
$50,
Right? Why'd you just leave it on the table in front of you and not like inside your shirt? Hold on to it?
Hold it tight.
Yeah. No, I'd go to my house and get more bags, but I live like an hour and a half away in San Antonio.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, I'm coming back to. I'm driving down.
If you want to take things to my car and then forget that they're there.
Nice
You
try,
know, they'll be off my
Sam.
head, so I'll have to carry them.
Right?
Yeah, what a deal.
All right.
All right, you have a good one, man.
Yeah, take
you
care.
too.
All right, howdy. So, I'm Sam. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Drew Curley, known to the Smash Ultimate community as Mr. Mixelplick. Nice seeing you guys.
Nice. We had some people on yesterday. We talked the crap out of Smash with, so it's good to have you on.
so?
Yeah. So, what brings you to Classic Games Fest?
Well, we're just here for a vacation. 4 friends and I are here to check the place out. In fact, you might have talked to one of them yesterday. Ryan was his name.
I don't think we recorded.
Ryan Buffalo was his name.
Maybe, actually. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he told me he was here yesterday.
Yeah. He's, we did do Ryan. He was one of our last ones yesterday. I remember now. But, yeah.
So we're just here for a vacation. And this is actually our last day. We're going home after today.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Hi, I'm here. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's okay.
This is Eli, my
I'm Sailor
co-host.
Eli. Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
What is your name?
Drew Curley.
Drew.
Curley with 2 E's.
Okay, great. Nice to meet
Also
you. Also
known to Smash Ultimate guys in Houston as Mr. Mixelplick.
Mr. Mixelplick. Okay, great.
So if I trick you into saying it backwards, will you go back to the 5th dimension?
Well, we can try, but I can't really think of how it would sound off the top of my head.
Right? I mean, I did, so. But was there anything here at the con, like a Great White Buffalo game sort of thing? Like if you saw, would be an instant buy for you? Or anything you were looking for in particular when you came?
Well, just to check out the classic games, consoles, and buy a few collectibles for the NES too.
Oh, nice. Did you find anything?
Actually, I did.
Awesome.
If you'll give me a second. Here's one I got yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Another from yesterday.
Oh, I love the crap out of Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, and that one's back from when Capcom made good games too, and I got this one just now.
Ooh, I actually hadn't heard of that one. What kind of game is it?
It is one of those graphic adventure games where you move the cursor around, you pick commands, and
nice.
The game is uninvited since nobody else can see this.
I forgot. It's an audio podcast. It's uninvited for the SNES.
It plays.
Oh, absolutely. He needs like 16 to
Yeah.
evolve, right?
we have a Charmander at our table who's trying to level up with our rare candies.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I'm recording. We're recording right now, so I'm just explaining what's happening. No, you're good.
It's okay.
It's candid.
It's a live episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good luck on becoming Charmeleon, my friend.
This is my Pokeball. I hope you had to improvise.
Sweet. All right, y'all have a good one, man.
Yeah, take care.
Doing a podcast too.
Awesome. Yeah.
So anyway, Uninvited, in a nutshell, it plays exactly like Shadowgate and Deja Vu, if you've heard of those.
Yeah.
Except this one is a horror theme.
Okay.
Whereas Deja Vu is a mystery one, and Shadowgate is, well, it'd be like D&D minus the dice.
Oh, nice.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, do you play RPGs traditionally?
Oh, a good bunch of them.
Yeah. What's your favorite RPG?
Well, that's a tough question to answer, but some of my top favorites would include Final Fantasy 3/6,
Yes.
Super Mario RPG, the original Paper Mario, and I used to play Pokemon competitively, but I may get back into that because I've reserved Sword.
Yeah.
And I may get Shield later too.
Yeah. Sword and Shield looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We so on our podcast we do every year we do what we call our sellout game because we like to do niche games, but we want people to listen to us. So we sell out once a year. And this year we played Final Fantasy X, but we're actually going to play Chrono Trigger for our next one.
Good one.
And then Final Fantasy VI is definitely on our sellout list because everybody will play with us if we play 6.
I have not played that in so long. I want to get back to that again.
Yeah, it's a good one. I actually played it for the first time in college, and like in middle school I had played 7, 8, and 9, so I was fairly familiar with the thing, and I was like, I don't know if this retro one's going to be as good or whatever. And then I was even playing on the crappy GBA version, and I started playing on like Saturday and I finished it on like Wednesday, and I couldn't put it down. It was that good.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
I was back in 1994. I was maybe 9 years old, and I rented a copy from a local Kroger. And ever since then, I fell in love with the game. I wanted to rent it again, but then. No, I'm sorry. I was in 95 and I was 10. And I got it for Christmas that year.
Nice.
And I played the crap out of it. I was addicted. My sister was into it, and I got my cousins into Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
So, a few years later, they got Final Fantasy 7 and Tactics, and I got hooked on those when I started playing them as well.
Oh, yeah. Tactics is incredibly good.
Yes, it is.
Like, its plot is super complicated, so part of me is like, I would love to do it on the podcast, but also of me is like, I don't want to have to write the show notes to remember who all of these related people are, because it's like Game of Thrones level political intrigue, and you have to remember who's everybody's brother, so that when somebody comes in and is like, oh no, my last name is actually blah blah blah, you're like, oh my god, and stuff like that.
Yeah, basically.
And it's good.
And according to writer and director Yasumi Masuno, the main point was to teach that there's a difference between doing good for the right reasons and doing good for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And the two central characters are used to represent each.
Yeah, and it's a really good one. It's definitely one I've thought about several times to do on the podcast.
Yeah, the remake, like on PSP, is definitely better.
Oh yeah,
and not just translation-wise.
Yeah, the PSP is the way to play it. Second place would be the iOS because it is the same translation. But if you have to play it on the PS1, that's how I played it and fell in love with it back in the day. So it's still good. It's still good, even if the new ones are better.
I've only played Tactics Advance, so.
Yeah, which is also good.
It's also good.
It's just less Game of Thrones and more adventure story for the advanced ones.
Although the story to me, had some contrivances to it.
Yeah.
Like, the game doesn't really explain why the main character wants to go back home even though he loves the world. So it's kind of a paradox or something.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's good.
But I still like the gameplay.
Yeah.
And A2 is even better on the DS. That's where Luso came from.
Yeah. Yeah, A2 is like Tactics Advance is worth it if for nothing else than to set you up for A2 because A2 is great. But so are there any like RPGs or video games or anything out there that you've never gotten to play but you've always wanted to check out?
Well, let's see. I did play quite a bit of Lunar, and let's see. I wouldn't count Earthbound because I have played that on virtual consoles.
Yeah.
But ones I can think of would be Skies of Arcadia.
Oh yeah.
And Albert Odyssey, I think it's called.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Or something like that.
What was it for?
It was for Saturn, for one.
Saturn? Okay, yeah. Then I'm not that familiar with Saturn RPGs. I want to play one, but Saturn emulation stinks, and Saturns are expensive, and the games are more so expensive.
Yes, they are. I had one.
Yeah. Our co-host that couldn't make it, Maddie, she has a Saturn, and all the time she's like, "Oh, guys, we should play this." I'm like, "If you buy the rest of us a Saturn and copies of the game, sure." But until then, not going to happen. Yeah, she forgets how easy it is for her to do everything. But yeah, Skies of Arcadia is one we've definitely talked about. because we want to do a GameCube, what we call blocks. Because on the podcast, our listeners vote in between 2 games every time we start a new season, and we try to make them themed. And we were like, we should do a GameCube one and do, even though Skies of Arcadia is technically Dreamcast.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
Yeah, do GameCube and do Skies of Arcadia and Bait and Kaitos.
Bats and Kaitos.
Yeah,
that's one I haven't gotten to check out either.
Yeah, they have complete in box right over there for only $125 if you want to.
I don't have much cash left.
Yeah, me neither. And speaking of Earthbound, this booth that's actually right behind us has a complete in box Earthbound for $1,200.
Wow.
Yeah,
I would expect about that much.
It's ridiculous. I've seen so many people come by and be like, "Oh, Earthbound, how much for this one?" Expecting to pay like $300, $400, and then it's 4 times that, and they're like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, because it's not just a cartridge.
It's it even has the scratch and sniff cards that still have scratch and sniff left on them.
Wow. If I ever won the lottery, I would consider buying that.
Yeah,
me too.
But it would still be a consideration.
In addition to maybe more shelving space, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming and chatting with us. Was there anything
it's a
else you
pleasure.
anything you wanted to plug or anything like that?
Well, not really, except Smash Community guys in Houston. See you when I get back.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Rowan, and I'm a part of Ghostbusters ATX.
Awesome. What's Ghostbusters besides the people who I'm going to call?
Right, well, exactly. So, Ghostbusters is the movie made in 1984 about a couple of university students who become paranormal investigators. They go and save the world and all that type of stuff. What we are, Ghostbusters ATX, is actually a nonprofit organization that raises money through different means like birthday parties, charity events, parades, movie screenings, that type of thing. And we're a group, we're like one of these cosplay groups that puts together their own equipment, their own uniforms. Anybody's willing to join as long as you can throw in a uniform, be on time. That's the best we can ask for.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So you came here to CGF to promote Ghostbusters ATX?
We're a relatively small group compared to some others. We're centrally based, but we have groups in Dallas and Houston and San Antonio as well. I think we even got some in East Texas as well. Yeah, we came here today just to show off some of our gear a little bit and get some photo ops. Yesterday we had free slime samples for the kids, and that went out really quickly.
Yeah, I was talking to Ryden yesterday when we were out for a smoke break. They were.
It was actually their idea.
The
they would actually put it together. About almost 150 vials of that stuff went out really quick.
That is crazy.
So,
I'm glad that, because I was going to make CDs to sell out, and it would have cost me like $30 for 5 of them. And I know that 5 would have been gone in a minute, so I'm glad I only got the one to show off, and I gave it to we had a guy flying in from New York actually to see us, which is wild. And so
very cool.
I definitely was like, yeah, you deserve the free CD. You can.
Yeah. We wanted to find some way. Convention was gracious enough to get us a table, without any charge. Of course, we had some stipulations, like we couldn't sell anything, things like that.
Yeah.
But
we thought how we got here too.
Yeah. And so we were grateful for the opportunities we had to come up with a way to kind of pass some stuff out. Besides just some flyers and things like that, so we came up with the slime tubes, and it only cost, the tubes themselves are maybe like $30 together. And then the supplies are just like borax and food coloring and water and some stuff, and you can make some really good stuff.
It looked really cool.
Their color is really amazing. Consistency is real nice. Next year, we're planning on trying to make candy versions, so we can for the kids. Because we had to start reminding people do not eat the slime. It was very fun.
It looks like the Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, it does.
It does. That's why we had to be like, don't eat it. Please don't eat it. Please don't eat it bad. It'd be very bad.
Not a good thing for you. Is there anything else that you'd like to say? Any other plugs that you'd like to make? By the way, I really love your gay Ghostbuster.
Oh yes,
awesome.
it's Pride Yeah, it's based on Pride
yeah,
Flag
yeah.
colors. You can actually get this online at gbfans.com. There's
nice.
a small plug for one of our major big sites there. You can get all sorts of Ghostbusters gear there. But yeah, a lot of people now, pins have become a really big thing. You can actually see stuff on Ryden as well as myself. There's a lot of stuff on Etsy now that people are just making these crazy awesome pins based on like all different range of the movies or the game or the cartoons, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
People are like making a whole big thing. It's really awesome.
Oh yeah.
Check us out online, Ghostbusters ATX. We have Facebook presence. We do have a website that we're currently revamping, but it's got some good 101 information if you guys are interested in joining up. We are always looking for new members. Like I said, you only need a uniform, some boots, and a belt, and we don't discriminate age, race, color, gender, any of that type of stuff. So friends of all identities and things like that. We'd love to have you. Come on out.
Awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
One final question that's on brand for us. What's your favorite RPG?
Oh,
If you play
yes.
RPGs?
Final Fantasy VII, hands
Final
down.
Fantasy VII?
Now, I am looking forward to the remake. I am a Kingdom Hearts fan, and so that's part of it, like that battle system. It's like free roaming battle system. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII was I would say easily is the very first RPG I ever played for PlayStation. I got randomly recommended to me at someone like late at night. At Toys R Us. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, I just want something better than Sega, because that's all I had for a long time. And so, yeah, I think that's kind of my standard. And I think that's a lot of people's standards too. But yeah.
I think you're actually the only person that brought it up this weekend.
Really?
We had a bunch of Final Fantasy sixes, and then Loomi earlier said Final Fantasy VIII, which was brilliant. But of the Final Fantasies, it was mostly 6 this weekend. You're actually the only person that like people talked about it, like everybody liked it. But you're the only person that said it was their favorite. So
well, it's probably good. I mean, I know 7 was like a go-to answer for a long time, and I think it's finally there's good material out there now. Not just like in the retro, but even like more present day stuff. We need a little bit of diversity. Nothing wrong with that.
So I used to do customer service, and they let us write our own intro. And my intro was like, "What's your favorite video game?" And most people would say Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy X, or if it was a kid, they would say Fortnite. And those were the
Fortnite.
those were the 3.
I never played Fortnite. I mean, it looks like a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Do you like battle royales?
Yeah.
It depends. I'm either really good at that stuff or I'm really bad, and typically tend to go really bad. So I'm like, it looks fun. You all have fun with that. I'm gonna go play my Ghostbusters video game over here right now. So.
The one that says Ghostbusters at the beginning.
Oh man, we have one at our table as part of the display now is Ghostbusters from 2009. It had brought back the original cast. It technically was the 3rd movie since at the time the Harold Mayers was still around to get everyone together. And really good. It does the experience is very spot on. Busting the ghosts and scanning.
I had heard it was really good. Really good.
They're coming out with a remaster later this year.
Oh, nice.
And then next year, of course.
I actually didn't know there were any more modern Ghostbusters.
That one's 2009. That was before the 2016 all-female cast that came out. And then, next year they're coming out with a new sequel that is an actual direct sequel to the original films now. Nice. So, the last few years, it's just been like a surge of Ghostbusters stuff. And now, like, Spirit Halloween's coming out with a bunch of stuff.
It's that 30-year rule where, time is cyclical and people are going back, they're looking back 30 years in the past to see nostalgic stuff.
But even like when there was like the first initial wave of like the 80s revival where you had like Thundercat comics and He-Man stuff, and I was like, even Ghostbusters was kind of eking it out there. It wasn't a big thing, and the last several years just like caught on fire.
There's been a real boom.
And then of course, the 2016 movie caused a lot of, drama. It was like, which I'm not even going to get into.
I will. I love 2016 Ghostbusters.
A lot of people do like it, a lot of people don't, and I'm kind of in a gray area myself. But I think it was well performed. The gear was great. But I am looking forward to seeing something
that ties the two together.
Ties them together, and I'd love them to tie that together too. In the comics, they've actually done a whole crossover series where they got the movie Ghostbusters with the cartoon Ghostbusters, the Extreme Ghostbusters with the 2016, and it's like on and on. So
now we need a movie that'll tie in with the comic book and the cartoon.
So I think it would be a real fun time. I'd like to see the ladies again, and we'll do something, we'll see. It's Mom right now, the story for that, and we're trying to keep it as spoiler free as possible, so we don't ruin it for everyone. We don't want to ruin it for ourselves either, because we're all fans as well. So.
For sure.
Cool, guys.
But yeah, thanks for coming and chatting with us.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
it.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, y'all have a good breakdown because that's where we're about at.
We're about out.
Yep.
All right, y'all have a good one, man.
You too. Thank you very much, guys.
This is the end of Classic Game Fest. We got a lot more interviews than we expected to get.
Yeah.
It was really productive for us. We really appreciate everybody who came out and chatted with us. Even if you didn't record anything, it was really nice to talk to you and, get our name out there.
Yeah. It was, we already have had such a huge response for everybody that came and checked us out. So I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to getting to know you guys as our new fans. So definitely hit us up on our website has all of our details. It's rpgbook.club. But if you want to hit us up on Twitter, it's at rpgbookclub. Our Discord will have a link in the description and also on our website. And we have an email also at rpgbookclub@gmail.com. So definitely come and check us out. And make sure you throw Eli some love for the new art that you get to see today. So, all right. Bye. It's been great. Thank you, Classic Games Fest 2019. We will see you next year.
Toodaloo!